So how close are we to actually seeing a possible $2,000 per month stimulus package pushed through the revisions that are going through on Joe Biden's fourth stimulus package, the Build Back Better plan, part 1, part 2, who knows what it's going to be. But I'm going to review a couple of things that have already been put in place and a couple of things that could stand in the way of this infrastructure package to not only go through, but actually include stimulus checks, and it looks like not just one, but monthly stimulus checks until the pandemic is over. Hey guys, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. This is a YouTube channel that I'm covering these stimulus package updates, among other things. So right now, if you want to follow along, all you got to do is click the subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon, and also give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, well, let's get into it. So like many of my other videos, I try to keep them as short and to the point as possible. And so as we get into this fourth stimulus package and what that's looking like, I wanted to briefly touch on today being a big day for those on SSI and SSDI, because today is payment day for many of you to actually get your electronic payments of the $1,400 stimulus check that was actually passed a month ago. You guys, unfortunately, are the last to receive these stimulus checks, but it looks like today's the day that most of you should be getting paid. So please check your bank accounts, your Direct Express card, and in the next couple of days, check the mailbox if it's going to come to you in the form of a paper check. You can check the IRS.gov Get My Payment portal, and it should give you updated information for those specifically on SSI and SSDI. I know you guys have been waiting for a long time to get this information, and it looks like from the comments of some of the other videos that that is finally happening. So comment down below if you got your deposit today or in the next couple of days as you're watching this, because the IRS said it's coming out, because I wanted to see if it actually is. Okay, now on to this fourth stimulus package and the $2,000 per month stimulus check possibility. So there's a couple of things that are actually going in its favor. Number one, Joe Biden actually doubled down, as I said in a video a couple days ago, and he basically just said if the Republicans are not on board and not going to support it, he's going to do everything in his power to push this through. Now this goes along with everything he said when he was running for president. He's all about spending money. He does not care about creating debts or deficits. He just wants to get these spending plans pushed through. So what does it have in its favor besides Joe Biden being for it? Well, now Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, has actually been working with the Senate parliamentarian basically to see if they can use budget reconciliation to push through another stimulus package, much like how they got through the third stimulus package. And what that came out is the budget parliamentarian basically said, well, yeah, he has approval to actually put another stimulus package through if they use something called a revision of the reconciliation process. They can do this up to 3 times per year, which means they can do this before October 1st, which is when they would have had to wait without going through the regular reconciliation process. And I know it sounds complicated and convoluted, and there's a lot of stuff that we don't understand, but this is what's going on in Washington behind the scenes. Okay, so now that we know that is for it, we're going to see what's going to be coming up against it. Well, number one is Republicans. They're not going to be voting to spend another $2, $3, $4 trillion, especially when the signs of economic recovery are now really starting to show more and more, and the signs of inflation are really starting to crack through. The first things that always inflate, which are housing prices, the stock market, hard assets, things like that, are really climbing right now, because when you print money, that's exactly what happens. Things like the cost of food, cost of gas, cost of other retail items don't necessarily see big inflationary prices until later down the road, but that is more than likely coming. And so now that we're looking back at this fourth stimulus package, one of the biggest things that Joe Biden actually said and how they're going to pay for this is that they're going to raise taxes, and they're not making any bones about it. They're not trying to hide it anywhere. They're basically coming out and saying, we're going to be taxing businesses a lot more, and we're going to be rolling back tax breaks for those making less than $100,000 per year. What does that do? Well, that actually gets some Democratic senators to push back against it. Number one being Joe Manchin. Of course, he's the centrist of the Democrat Party. He's pushed back against that third stimulus check package. He wanted it even more targeted, and Joe Biden actually kind of caved in, so to speak, and did a few things that Joe Manchin and a couple of more centrist Democrats actually wanted for this previous stimulus check package to be more targeted, and they went with it. So what is Joe Manchin saying? Well, he is completely against the 28% corporate tax that Joe Biden wants to instate. Right now it's 21%. Joe Biden wants to make it 28%. Joe Manchin said, no. I am not voting for anything that includes a 28% tax bracket for corporate taxes. But one of the things he did was leave the door open, because he said he wouldn't vote for something that's 28%. He wouldn't vote for anything unless it's under 25%. There you go. Remember that. If he's going to be the block, the major hurdle, and that's one of the things that Joe Biden may have to cave on in order to push this stimulus package through, which includes stimulus checks, multiple monthly stimulus checks, as 60 and now 70 Democratic lawmakers have now been pushing for, Joe Biden may have to cave and not do as big of a tax burden on, especially on corporate taxes, as what he originally wanted. So if you want to follow along and keep up to date with everything that's going to be happening with this fourth stimulus check package, don't forget to subscribe, click that bell notification icon, and please give this video a big thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video.